Hello and welcome to our 2023 F1 Liveries List. Joining me is Ollie.
Yo, guys, how's it going?
Nice. We're going to run through each of the liveries for this 2023 F1 season. We're going to aim to go rough constructor order. We'll see how that goes. And then we're going to give a rating, see what we would change, what we like. And then find out that even though Red Bull haven't changed anything, they're still going to be number one in the list. They're not winning. I'm gonna make sure they're not gonna win this.
Oh yeah, no,
They're
yeah,
winning
no.
everything else.
They're not. Yeah, they're gonna win everything else, but they aren't winning this
No.
this list.
We will start with them though. We will start with them.
Yes.
The Red Bull livery. It never changes. Let's be real.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I think the only thing that they've ever changed is that little purple patch that they used to have, like back when Seb was winning in like 2011. They had that
When it was
purple
when it was
section.
when it was Infinity, yeah, because it had like the purpley glossy, sparkly color
Yeah.
paint.
That was really
I was
nice.
like
It was really nice that with the purple in. It's been the same since 2004 or
I
5
know.
whenever.
The one that I did like was the white one that they raced for. It was supposed to be the Japan livery. They didn't race it in Japan.
Yeah, that Honda
Yeah,
livery. Yeah,
the white
that
one.
that was nice. I love the camo stuff that they do as well.
Oh yeah, the testing liveries.
The testing liveries are like primo sort of. I mean, I'm looking
Yeah.
at one now. It's fantastic. So I think they should.
I will. Yeah, I will tell you what I am looking forward to though. The fan submitted liveries for the Free America races.
Mm. Yeah, that is they're going to be drastically different. If I don't think
But
the
I
fans
hope
are,
so.
I don't think the
I
fans are
hope
going to
so.
be like actually given free reign.
Oh.
I think the designers are still probably going to have some say.
It's gonna be exactly the same, just one little doodle on the fucking
It will, yeah,
on the
probably.
end plate or something, or the
But
nose cone.
they'll just make the Red Bull like on the engine cover. They'll just make the bull out of all the different ideas, just as like
Yeah, just
dots,
really
dots.
tiny.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna give it like a 6. It's so standard. But there are things I hate about it. Mainly the nose. I can't stand the nose, and also I can't stand that rear wing with the sponsor, the Bybit sponsor on the back of it.
By a bit, yeah.
I don't like it at all. I'd hated last year when they made the duckbill platypus nose. That yellow section used to fit really nicely with the Red Bull on the front wing, which is a really nice touch, the Red Bull front wing. And then they've gone and made it 4 feet long, and it's just, it's gross. I'm giving it a 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6 as well. I agree. It's just the same as every other year. Although I do think on the side pods in real life, so obviously we're just looking at pictures, but in real life, I think the side pods are carbon.
I'll be honest. I didn't
I
look
think
hard
I saw
enough.
it a bit. I think I saw a bit on the weekend.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
But
Everyone is carbon nowadays.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6. Boring.
Yeah.
They need to change it up a bit.
Yeah. Great. Right, let's move on to Ferrari. Last year's Ferrari was so close to being perfect. The shape of the car was gorgeous, and it was almost there, except they needed to do something at the back of the car, and they've sort of done that. I really like the fact that the numbers are super clear this time. Like they just got lost in last year's livery.
Yeah, they did.
They've put the Ferrari logo, like the word Ferrari, on the back wing.
That makes it for me.
That is like a traditional Ferrari. I really like it.
Yeah.
Probably because they couldn't get a sponsor, which for Ferrari is a little bit strange. And when you look at like the engine covers, there's the Santander logo and then the AWS logo near the halo and nothing in between. So it does feel like they're missing 4 or 5 sponsors. But I kind of like it. It's everything's spaced out. The one big crux for me that I just cannot stand, I say it's one big crux, it's 2 cruxes actually. The Siva logo
That's exactly what I was gonna
in the
say.
side pod.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
I don't know
Yeah.
why that's cut out in black. And if it,
Or it's in carbon.
well, yeah, yeah. I don't know why that's cut out the way it is. Just cover it all in the same color. And also the Ferrari logo at the back of the nose near the halo is sort of in red rather than cut out like the rest of the nose. Through the nose on the side profile, you'll see in this picture.
Oh yeah, just
So
next
it's
to the intake.
Yeah, it's all carbon up to Richard Mille, and then there's a weird Ferrari. It's not even just Ferrari badge. It's like got a cut out with that's red. I don't like that. It feels like they've tried to offset the Siva logo elsewhere, and it just doesn't work. But the car looks good. I still wish they go to that sort of maroon burgundy cherry Ferrari red. But we saw a brief glimpse of that 2 or 3 years ago. I wish they'd do it all. It's still a phenomenal livery. It's a 9 for me.
Ooh, I'm gonna go at 8. Yeah, go. I'm gonna go at 8.
Yeah, it's got to be up there.
Definitely. So I agree with you though. This Siva bit, if they'd have just kept it in red, it'd have been a lot better. I don't understand why they've done it. But hey ho, each to their own and all that. And yeah. Apart from that, the rest of it looks banging, and it looks good on track as well when it's actually working and not breaking down.
Yeah, but the numbers do stand out. We watched the Bahrain race together. Spoilers if you've not seen the Bahrain race. Charles DNFs, and immediately when it cut to that Ferrari, I could pinpoint which one it was because I saw the number.
Oh yeah,
immediately. Unlike last year, I'd have been waiting for the graphics text and then still waiting because I don't trust the F1 text.
Exactly.
First name, last name.
Because the numbers were similar, weren't they, last year? But this time you could tell.
Yeah, it was they just sort of got lost last year, but now they actually have to. Mercedes, back in black.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted this. The admins were teasing over the winter break. There were so many pointers that they were going to go either really, really silver or incredibly black. And it was like, which one is it? Which admin is posting today? I tell you what, though, it looks phenomenal. Given the fact they've only painted like a third of the car.
Half of it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, it looks so good, though.
I think the only bit they've painted is where the Ineos sign is. Well, the top from the exhaust upwards, and then the bit where Lewis's 44, the 44 goes down to the nose because the front wing's all carbon fibre. The Petronas is all carbon fibre as well.
Yeah, it does look good. A lot of people will complain that it is pretty much just black with the Petronas sweep, but that Petronas colour, looks phenomenal. Anyway, it's one of the best colours in Formula 1. But also just the way they've styled it. It's not just a straight line. It's got the curves. It gives some sort of depth to the side pods that don't exist. It sort of makes it look like they exist.
Yeah, 100%.
So I really like it. They've got the same sort of trim on the front wing and the rear wing to match, which is a super nice touch as well. Lewis going for the electric yellow again, which is going to make it pretty easy for us to pick out which one it is, which is good.
Yep.
The downsides, I will say, is I don't like Georgie's green, but
no, I don't.
I do like the fact it matches the wheel covers, at least the wheel hubs, at least in these images that we're looking at.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't remember seeing that on track. Admittedly, I wasn't looking for it on track.
Well, you won't be able to tell when it's fucking driving.
Well, yeah, probably. But you might be able to tell a little bit. However, I'm looking at Lewis's renders. They're still green. I would have liked them if they colour coordinate.
Yeah, the one that I'm looking at is the same as well. And they've got the red Nicky star as well. Just above the halo, under the airbox.
The red Nicky star is a nice touch. And also just the red Ineos intake
Yeah.
is quite a nice. That's quite a nice little touch. Overall, I mean, I'm gonna give it a 9. Join it with the Ferrari. It's just simple. It works. There are still a little couple of tweaks that I would make, but it works. And also, you can't easily tell. Definitely when it's on track, you can't tell. But even in the renders, it's really difficult to tell where the carbon starts and where the paint starts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whereas there are other cars coming up where you can tell immediately which
Yeah,
bits
oh
are
yeah,
carbon.
definitely. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 9. Still some things I would change, but it's pretty damn good given it's all black.
I'm gonna go 9 as well.
Nice.
The only thing I really would change is the Mercedes logo on the nose isn't in line. It's slightly off center.
Oh.
On the pictures, I don't know if you noticed that, but there was pictures going around when they
Oh
released
yeah,
it, and the Mercedes logo is actually
yeah,
slightly off center.
yeah. I can see that looking at the front of the shot. I think that's just a render thing. Alpine. Now then,
There's 2 for Alpine.
there is, and I, for one, just suggest we forget about the blue, black and pink
Oh, that's the one I'm looking at.
because it
we'll do the
looks
pink one then.
gross. No, let's start with the blue, black and pink because that's the one they're running
Yep.
for most of the season. Obviously, the
Yeah.
first 3 races will be this pink livery. We'll talk about in a minute. I really don't like this. Like, I actually despise it.
Yeah, it's vile.
I have to say something nice about it. The
There's
shade
nothing
the
nice
shade
to
of
say
blue
about
is
it.
quite nice. I do like the wheel covers because the
Yeah,
fronts are majority blue, a little bit of pink, and then the back is majority pink, a little bit of blue. Do quite like that.
yeah, but is that actually on the actual proper car, or is that just in the renders?
I don't know. I'm looking at the renders. If it's not, then hey ho.
Well, I couldn't tell on the weekend because we didn't see them on track. There was
Admittedly,
they were invisible.
little details
So
we
we
weren't
couldn't-
looking for. And unless you've got someone like a McLaren or the Alpha Tauris that have got a very big, obvious design on their wheel covers, it's
Yeah.
not something you look at.
No, not only that, but we didn't really see the Alpines on track at the weekend.
Yeah. Also, they're running their pink livery, so I don't know if that wheel covers for the pinks are different.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because the only image I've got of the pink is a front on, top down look.
Okay.
But
So
lots of
cool.
issues. One,
too many to name.
they're trying to make too many colours work. Like, yes, BWT want their pink in there. You don't need to make it just the side pods, the front wing, and the rear wing just in blocks of pink. Right? You can integrate it better. Or just go all pink, because that actually looks quite nice. Black and pink does work. I understand teams are wanting to have the black and the carbon for weight and stuff this year. But the way Alpine have done it is they've gone, let's have BWT at the bottom, let's have Alpine at the top and carbon in the middle, and it looks like someone's taken 2 licorice all sorts and smashed them together. And you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah, I do. I do.
And unfortunately, the black is not even like a nice thin layer in the middle. If you look at the back at the engine covers, it's sort of around the Ultimate and the Castrol. It sort of goes off at a slight edge. It's like leveled off.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Where the race number is all black.
Yeah, and the race number is on the most round part of the back end, so it looks all fat and distorted, and it just. I'm sure if you looked at it on a Photoshop, it would look correct, but when you've put it on a 3D thing, everything looks stretched. It looks like someone's not thought about how it's going to project properly. I don't like it. Give me the pink one for the whole 23, please. This is getting a 3. I'll tell you why. 1 for blue, 1 for black, 1 for pink. 3 points. That's it. Can't stand it.
Probably how many points they'll score all season. Yeah, no, it's probably the worst. The blue one's probably the worst livery on the grid, or one of the worst on the grid. If they'd have just gone pink rear wing, pink front wing, and had the side pods black. Um, with the BWT in blue, it might have been a bit better. But yeah, no, I don't like it at all. So I'm gonna go 2.
2. Wow, that's harsh.
2. Yeah.
Pink Alpine though. Do you wanna go first for the pink Alpine?
I've not really got a picture of it, but
Oh.
yeah, I'll. Um,
It's on screen now
I'm
for
gonna
everyone
go-
else to see.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the thingy one. I'm gonna go a 7. Yeah,
Solid.
can't do half points, so I'm gonna go 7.
Yeah.
Just an alright livery. Didn't really see much of it on track though, because I said they weren't really. I mean, they didn't really get that much coverage.
Yeah.
But the pink and the black looks better than blue, pink and black.
You give it a score. You could say 7. Was that your score?
7.
7.
Yeah, can't do half score, so I'll have to
Nice.
give it a 7.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, again, if it was a half score, I'd go 7.5. But 7 for me. I'm looking at like a top-down view of it, and it's got the pink cuts out, and it's just carbon around the scallops area. So it's like pink sides and then pink down the middle. And it's that I really like how that looks. Some people will probably hate that and hope that it was all pink, but we're in a world of carbon now. But it's just so much cleaner. It's so much nicer. It fits better. You've still got blue in there because of the BWT, but it's done in a way that actually works. You're not trying to force it to sit properly alongside the car. Yeah. McLaren.
It's not the chrome livery that we wanted. We wanted the chrome livery from the 08, 07.
That's actually much more clever than I was going to say. I know, yeah.
That's the chrome livery that we wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot, obviously, like most teams, there's a lot more black in it this year. They've dropped the Gulf sponsorship as well, so I don't think they'll be going for Gulf colours.
Yep.
In the renders, the rear wing is fully orange, which I like. I don't know if that's the same on the actual car. I can't remember. But obviously we're just going off the pictures. I don't like the wheel rims though. The actual wheel covers themselves.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like them. So overall I'm gonna give it a 6.
A 6. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give it a 7. I'm a little bit disappointed because McLaren was one of my favourites last year. I really wanted to give this a 9, but it's got some big issues. Number 1, that big fuck off chrome logo on the engine intake.
Oh yeah.
What is the point in that? Everyone knows it's chrome. Look at the wheel covers. Look at the wheel arches. You've got the chrome logo. We don't need a big Google Chrome logo as well.
And it says it on the front wing.
And front wing as well, yeah. We don't need that, right? I actually really do like the wheel covers. I just do. They go white when the car drives because you mix all the colours up because it's going so fast. And it just does look quite nice. You get some weird sort of mix of colours as they slow down and turn around and everything. I understand they've parted ways with Gulf, which is a little bit disappointing because that Monaco Gulf livery was unreal.
Incredible.
That was unreal.
Oh, 100%.
So here's my question: why have they still got the Gulf blue?
I don't know.
It's not like 2021 dark blue that they had. Dark blue, like proper royally blue that they had.
Well, yeah, when Sainz was there and Alonso was there, that dark, that dark blue.
Don't know why they've got the lighter Gulf blue still. I presume they're getting rid of that, and maybe the vendors came out as the Gulf contract got messed about, and they didn't have time to update it or make a proper decision about what to do. I suspect that's probably just going to be made all black, which will be a shame. But I do quite like that colour scheme. That the blue, the black, and the orange do work.
Yeah.
This is where getting 3 colours together does actually work fairly well.
If it's the right colours, then yeah, it
yeah.
works.
But also they're making it across the car. They've not just gone blue at the bottom, orange at the top.
Oh yeah. It
Like,
blends in, doesn't it? So
yeah, they've blended it together. The other thing I really don't like is the 60 on the sort of at the scallop at the back of the engine cover.
yeah.
Like, make that more pronounced. Like, move the arrow
In fact,
logo down onto the.
if that was me, I'd replace I'd remove the Chrome logo, put the 60 where the Chrome logo is.
Yeah,
But then you might get confused with the race number.
I'm going to assume that we're keeping all the sponsors on the car. I would move the arrow logo from underneath the chrome to the blue section behind the Velo on the side pod.
Yeah.
And then move the 60 up and make it bigger. Like.
Yeah.
I don't think people are going to get mixed up with the things there, because the number has to be on the fin, doesn't it?
Or that area.
Yeah. So I don't think they're going to get confused with it. But yeah, it's just like hidden away, like, oh, 60, yeah. 60 years, McLaren, woo. It's like, no, come on, man, be a bit more proud.
Well, 60 years, isn't it like golden Jubilee or something? Diamond Jubilee.
Diamond, I think, yeah.
You should put some diamond stuff on it, colours.
They used it. There actually was a racing car that had a diamond on it.
Yeah, there was. Yeah,
on the front wing, it crashed at Monaco. I would also like to point out that the McLaren is the only one that I've seen so far that really, really shows off that FIA logo on the front nose, the nose, which is I don't know.
I haven't noticed it.
I'd have thought Ferrari would have had big FIA on the side pods. Yeah, but
I didn't notice that. To be fair, I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, it's just it's hidden behind the tyre. So unless you get like a 45 degree.
Oh yeah, no, I can just see it. Yeah.
It's,
yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's just. Yeah.
It's so close. A couple of little tweaks. It's so close. I do like the 60 on the front nose, just the little nod there. I wish they'd made it bigger on the side pods. Aston Martin. It's alright.
Yeah.
It's
When I first saw it, I thought it was exactly the same as last year, just like the Red Bull.
Yep.
But they have made a few changes to it. I think the colour is a little bit light. I think it's a lighter green compared to last year. And they've got rid of the AMR Racing green, that light green, and they've replaced it with yellow, which I think looks good. The black complements it really well on the front wing, and on the rear wing as well. So for me, I'm going to give this a 9.
Strong. I had similar feelings when it was released. Because they released it in a very similar way as well. The sort of the automatic car dragging of the cover. I honestly thought it was more exciting to see Fernando and Lance walking out side by side, giddy for the launch. Well, Fernando was very giddy in the launch. But yeah, I was like, they've not changed anything. Okay, they've changed 2 things on it.
Yeah.
They've added, they've put some black in there. If it already wasn't difficult enough to tell the difference between Aston Martin and a couple of other cars, it's now going to be near impossible. On track, the Aston Martin and Mercedes look so similar.
Yeah.
Now, admittedly, we had a night race, and some of those cameras are down a straight. Maybe once we get to a light race, we'll be able to see the green come out a bit more. Maybe we won't. We'll find out. But
that'll be Australia, won't it? Because Jeddah's a night race as well.
I genuinely think for a long time I'll see a front-on shot and think, oh, yellow wheel arches, that's Lewis Hamilton. I swear that
Yeah,
there's going to be so many times that happens. But aside from that, it actually looks pretty damn good. I think they've got
it does look.
the shape right. Obviously, they're very Ferrari. I think they've got the sponsors pretty much perfectly placed. The only one thing I don't particularly like is the Cognizant is ever so slightly overlapping the edges of the side pod.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
But that's such a tiny thing compared to some other
calamities that
yeah.
we've seen.
I like the Aston Martin logo on the side of the nose. Maybe they could wrap that around the engine intake if I'm being picky instead. But overall, I mean, yeah, it's a 9. It's so good. I'm really struggling for things to...
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing really that bad about it.
Alfa Romeo.
This was the
Oh.
first. This was the first. No, it wasn't the first one launched, was it?
No, Haas were first, as always.
Haas were first. Yeah, no.
This was the first one I went,
This.
oh, hold on.
Yeah. It's basically just inverted. Basically just taken last year's livery and just thought, you know what, we'll get rid of the white, just slap some black on there.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how much is black paint and how much is carbon fibre.
Good question. And I don't know, but from what I'm looking at, it does seem to have a fair amount of paint. I assume that those are just like render lights added in, and actually on the car itself it'll be carbon, but it looks so good.
It does. It looks incredible. And on the picture that I'm looking at, the wheel cover, the red on the wheel covers as well looks complements it fucking amazingly.
Yeah. So last year, I wonder how much of the white from last year was because of the Orlan sponsor, because I think they were like a title sponsor sort of level.
They were. Yeah.
And now it's steak, and they've gone like all black. And I mean, well done steak.com if you've enforced the black.
Yep.
I will pick up a couple of things though. Last year's car had the red rear wing, which I quite liked. This one's got a black rear wing. I think it would have been nice to see a red rear wing, given that the engine cover backwards is red. That would be quite nice.
That the livery that I'm looking at, the render, it looks like something I'd make on F1 game, the same colour scheme.
Yeah. I don't particularly like the angle from the. I'm looking from the side. The actual red angle. I don't know. I think I just prefer if they'd just done down the middle all red and then left the side pod black, or done like from the engine cover
onto the side pod, done it.
Yeah, or done from the engine cover all the way down. That sort of cut out just looks a little bit
the from the nose cone all the way back to the back of the car in red, and the side pods and the actual wing bits of the front wing is black, then it'd be even better.
Yeah, I think if they'd done straight down the middle red and the rear wing red, and then everything else black, that'd look sick.
Yeah.
Plus point for keeping in the Alfa Romeo 4-leaf clover.
Yep.
Do quite like that on there.
But I'm gonna give this a 9 as well if I haven't already rated it.
Yeah. I am gonna go 9. Again, it's one of those that's so close to being perfect.
Yeah.
We could
100%.
It's so close. Haas. Now, Haas didn't launch their car like everybody else. Haas dropped some pictures. I say like everybody.
Yeah.
AlphaTauri did a 3-minute video and that was it. I was expecting significant.
Which we'll get on. We'll get onto that.
Yeah,
though.
but Haas still haven't done like a proper car video launch in how long now?
I don't know, 2 or 3 years, I think.
Either way,
Something like
it looks good. It is quite a step up from last year. because last year we caught them in a bit of a no man's land because they previously had the Russian livery, didn't they?
I hate that livery.
Which no one liked that livery. And then they obviously dropped the Mazepin money. They dropped the Russian flag, and it looked actually fairly clean, but it looked unfinished because of the quick adjustment they had to make. They also didn't have a title sponsor, which they now do, of MoneyGram. So they got a bit of extra sponsor money coming in, and it all works. It's all quite nice. It almost reminds me of like the old Sauber.
Oh yeah, the black and white one.
Yeah, but just with the red pushed on, or like the Panasonic Toyota style sort of layout from back in the day.
Yeah.
From the side, that's when all the black creeps in, but it's similar. It's like the Alfa Romeo. They've, we wanted them to go all down the middle. Haas have kind of done that, bar the engine intake. I quite like it. The side pods, I think, are nowhere near as pronounced as they were in last year's. They had side thwarts. They were
big. They were thick boys. Thick
with 4 or 5 C's, mate. They were.
Yeah, exactly.
They're still pretty big intakes on the side pod this year, but I think because they're not all white, it just hides them a little bit. And like the top-down view of the Haas just looks so nice. And also I do quite like that the MoneyGram logo isn't mirrored. It's like, so from the top it looks like an actual circle spinning rather than the same logo mirrored vertically, which is quite nice. Big Haas rear wing.
One thing for me about the rear wing is I'd get rid of the red and just have it as black. With the Haas, obviously the Haas writing.
I kind of like it red.
No, it does look nice.
It matches the front wing.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but
which I quite like. The one thing I do really like is from the top view. I don't know if you've got this, but
I don't have the top view.
On the top view, the scalloped bits are black, and then there's a nice layer of red, like an outline of red, before the white meets it at the top of the side pods.
On the picture I could just about see it on the picture I'm looking at.
Yeah, everything looks nice and flowy. It looks good from above. It looks good from most angles. Is it up with the Ferrari? Is it up with the Aston Martin?
No. I will give it an 8.
I will also give it an 8. I was going to say 7, but actually it's because of how clean it is, the little details, I'm going to give it an 8. Right, AlphaTauri.
This was probably one of the worst car launches I've ever seen in Formula 1 history. It was basically a 3-minute video of Yuki and De Vries stood next to the car. It came on screen, went off screen, and that was it. Red Bull had 1 hour post video, some American guy who thought it was Hulk Hogan, kept saying brother every time. But yeah, I don't like this livery. I know obviously they've got Orlan as the sponsor, but the red kind of ruins it a little bit. If they just had the Orlan and not the red, then it'd complement it better. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10.
Well said. In previous years, have quite liked the AlphaTauri. The blue and white is a really nice mix, and it's a good shade of blue as well. It's one of my favourite shades of blue.
Yeah, it's a nice shade.
I'm a blue person, you're a red person.
Yep.
But I agree with you, the red is not a good choice this time round. I do quite like it on the wheel arches. I like the wheel covers.
Oh yeah, on the wheel brows, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, and on the wheel covers, even the halo to an extent doesn't immediately stand out as being horrendous. However, the front on view with the white nose, the red halo, the red wing mirrors,
The red rear wing.
and then the red rear wing, it doesn't work. This time you're trying to make 4 colours work. It's even worse.
Yeah.
Overall, I think it's still better than the Alpine, but
Oh yeah.
they're still trying to make too many things happen.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the only bit of red that's not to do with Orlan or like the safety procedures is the Italian flag on the front wing inlet
End at the top.
end plate things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because aside from that, it's all.
If you're counting that,
Orlan.
it's technically 6 colours. No, 5 colours. 6 colours. 5.
5 colours.
5 colours.
Only
'cause you've
6
got
with the
green as well.
Flexbox yellow as well.
Yep. 6 then.
You know, those little ones are not too big, you know, but mainly you got blue, white, red, and black. You're trying to fit onto a. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've preferred other AlphaTauris before. The front wing,
If
the
it-
front nose, and the wing look weird. It just doesn't fit. You got a black front wing. Make that the dark blue to match. The front nose. I keep saying front nose. The nose just looks like it's similar to the Red Bull. It's platypus style, duck bill.
Very pointy.
It's very pointy. The white shows that even further. They sort of reinforce the point. Just make it all the same. Why are we trying to fit blue and white? And also how the blue is joined. I don't know if, again which pictures you can see. But like in front of the engine intakes, the paint is like jagged out as if it's like failing to mix together. It's like a blue hand just coming from the engine intake onto the white, and that's gross. I'm gonna give it a 4.
If it didn't have the red in it, I'd bump it up to like a 7.
It'd be a 6 or a 7 without
Yeah,
a lot
without
of
the red.
Yeah.
But the red just fucking ruins it.
And last, but by definitely no means least, because Alpine have lost this one.
Oh yeah.
Williams. Last year's Williams split us. If I recall correctly, you weren't the biggest fan of it.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was up there with the McLaren and the Ferrari as like one of my favourite liveries last year. I loved the little W they did with the cross tartan style.
Yeah, that bit was alright.
It just all looked nice. This year, I do still like it. There are a few things creeping in that I'm not as keen on.
Such as?
The little extra flicks of red. Not keen on that. I think there was a little bit of red on the last one, but there's just starting to show themselves. If you'd have done the Duracell gold where the red is, like on the wheel brow and on the side of the nose, sort of sweeping through the car, that would have been nice. I will say there are some things I definitely do like. Is the Duracell intake is fucking genius.
It's unreal. It's quality.
When that partnership got announced, I was like, if someone doesn't make this a thing, they've made it a thing.
They kind of had it last year, but not as good, was it? It just said Duracell, but mixed in with the blue.
Yeah, they finally.
But yeah, they've got to keep that this year, like exactly like that. Don't change it. It looks incredible.
It does. The other thing I'm really excited about is the Gulf partnership, and there is talk of a Gulf livery being run at one or two races this season.
I hope. Oh, what are the two?
I don't think they've been announced.
Oh.
But there is talk that
Monaco, please, or Silverstone.
The only issue I have with this is how that is going to work, because the only reference we've got to go off is the McLaren Monaco Gulf livery.
Yeah.
which all they did was change the blue to the Gulf blue and the orange to the Gulf orange. It was already fairly orange and blue, that car. It wasn't like they were
Yeah, it was.
going
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
chrome silver to anything. In this case, there's lots of blue and there's some Duracell gold. I don't know how drastic the change is going to have to be. Like, I think it's going to be a completely separate livery. I don't think you can adjust this livery to something that's going to work.
No, you can't.
It's
I
going to
think
have
it's
to
got
be
to be
separate.
it'll be like a one-off
Yeah.
special livery. I think you keep the. Would you keep the Duracell though if you put the full Gulf livery in it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can make. I think you could make that work.
I want to see it proper. The proper Gulf livery colours, the blue and the orange.
The
And
other
maybe
thing,
like a Silverstone, maybe.
Yeah, Silverstone on Monaco.
Yeah.
The other things I quite like the wheel covers again.
The little arrows.
The little arrows.
Is that so the pit crew know which way the wheels to put the wheels on?
I'm just glad that they put them the right way around so it looks like the car's going forward.
Yeah.
What I wish they'd done is made those W's.
I was literally about to say that. I was like, they should have made them little W's.
Yeah.
It'd have been so much better.
However, I do quite like that they match up with the V sort of style in the in the Williams logo.
Yeah,
it's like the middle makes the upside down V, which I quite like. Not massive. I'm really picking at things here. Not massive. Massive fan on the numbers. The lining of the numbers and the positioning just feels a little bit Alpine-y, gross on the curve. It just.
Yeah.
But also, they don't have a massive fin, so I don't know where else you could put them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was thinking on the picture that I'm looking at, because obviously I've got the side, like the side diagonal view, where the W is on the engine cover. You could move that up a bit, put the number where the W is, and then it'd look better.
Yeah, or just swap them around, I guess.
Yeah, I'll swap them around.
Yeah. No, that's an idea. One thing to note is the side pods and engine covers are flipping empty. Now,
there's not on them.
As a livery, that's quite nice. I think there's like the Doralton logo is on there, and they're I think, if I'm right in thinking that they're the people that took over from the Williams family, the investment company.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
I like it because the livery is clear. That's nice. But it does worry me that Williams are going to be low on cash and they're not comfortable sponsorship-wise. Yeah.
From the pictures that I see, the only main sponsors are basically on the front nose.
Yeah,
I can't really see what they say. They've got one on the end plate and they've got Pure Stream on the floor.
Yeah. That's it.
But that's about it.
I will say, I do...
and Duracell, obviously.
Yeah. I do quite like the Williams Racing rear wing.
Oh, yeah.
That's quite nice.
And the Gulf logo on the side of the rear wing.
Yeah.
I think it's the Gulf logo.
It is, yeah. Yeah, they're quite nice.
But yeah, they should have... They need like a big sponsor, big title sponsor. Like when they had Martini. They were just plastered in Martini.
Yeah, or Shaw. Was it Shaw that they also had a few years back?
Yeah, they had Shaw as well.
Yeah, or Rexona, depending on what country we're in.
Yeah.
I just hope that isn't a stumbling block for them. Obviously, they did really well this race, but it's the first race of the season and weird things were happening.
Yep.
Yeah. Did we give scores for the Williams?
I didn't. I'm gonna go 7.
Great. I'm gonna join you with a 7. I might have said 8 at the start. I can't remember. I'm going 7. Final answer, Chris.
If they do a proper Gulf livery, I'll rate that, and depending on how good it is.
Is it 11 out of 10 or is it 12
I have expectations. It'll be if they get it right, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
If they don't, then I'll be disappointed.
Yeah. Right, well that wraps up our liveries list. You can see now the results of our favourites. I mean, let's be real. Most people put the Ferrari and the Aston Martin pretty high up on their.
And Mercedes as well.
Mercedes, yeah, I think the only thing with Mercedes is people were saying it's either black or oh my days, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
No, we'll see as the modifications go throughout the season whether we have to make a second video saying how do these cars look now that all the paint's been stripped off them and
Yeah, when we get to like Zandvoort, they're all just black.
yeah.
'Cause-
The only way you can differentiate is the logo and the numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. Keep your eye on our channel for more videos. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. As you can see in our video, if you want to follow us on the socials, you'll go at IO Sportscast on Instagram, Twitter, and you're right here on YouTube anyway. Until next time, goodbye.
See ya.